This is so the land that we have is King's land. So it's community farming. It's government land, but it's our sheep. And then in this community farming area, there are 20 sheep farmers that all have different amount of sheep. And depending on how many sheep they have, that measures how often they have to help the neighbor farmers. So they help us now, but this morning we help them with some other sheep, and tomorrow again we have to help. So we cut the sheep wool once a year, and then we gather them all from the mountain by a human. We form a human fence, and there's a whole system. So you go from one end all the way down to the barn. So it's all the mountains around, and then you keep holding the line by forming a human fence all the way down to the barn. And then we put them into the barn and then take them out one by one, give them medication, and then cut their wool. I wouldn't say scared, because I feel like tourists should be welcome. You should always be welcome to visit another country. But I think we should have our precautions. Unlike Iceland, they just wanted tourists, like everyone, to come, and that would help the economy, was what they were thinking. But they didn't foresee how fast it would happen, and how, especially in nature preserves, that the Faroe Islands, for example, is you're free to walk anywhere you want to walk, but it's the laws now are changing so that so there are specific paths you can walk on, and you have to ask the farmer for permission if you're walking on his land. And in some farms there's like a payment that you can do, and that's to help and prevent mass tourism, and also to prevent it from the land to be destroyed. Because if everyone walks everywhere, and if it becomes as big as in Iceland, it's the sheep will not have the calmness and space that they need to have. And also it tends to, if they're with many people, they will walk on the grass, and maybe even flowers, endangered species and that kind of stuff could potentially disappear. So that's the precautions the Faroe Islands are trying to take at the moment. I think the nature, even on the rough days, like I find it very fascinating to see the waves come in and just see, because we live out to the sea, so we can see the weather changes. So if there's snow, we can see the snow come in from the ocean. But also just the fact that we can sit on our porch in the evening, and the only thing we will hear is bird sound or a sheep or something else. No cars, no sirens, no nothing. Just the sound of silence and peace and quiet.
I'm just interested, in the winter, when it's just, how many hours can it be light in the winter?
We get as far as down to just 3 hours daylight.
And does life stay the same? Do you still do the same things but in the darkness? Or
No. In the winter it's more hygge, like the Danish word hygge. which is coziness, and you turn on some candlelights, and we have a wood fire oven that heats the house, and maybe hot tubbing. We actually do go into the hot tub more in the winter than we do in the summer, just because then that is warm and the weather is cold. And we tend to maybe play board games or just cozy up by the fireplace or watching a good movie. Might friends and family over for dinner, and those kinds of things. I think just living on the farm, having my sheep all around, and 2 dogs and kids and cats and chickens, and everything is. I'm living the dream at the moment, and if I go to work on a Monday morning or if it's a Sunday evening, I'm as happy. It never. I don't dread going to work. I love going to work because work is life.